welcoming you back to the desk of Caddicarus. Join us as we partake into a new installment of Current Quickies.
Hello my duckies, and this time we're having a look at Kazooloo on my iPhone. Cute. This game is insane amounts of fun, and yes, I will disclose again right here, right now, this is a sponsored video. But this game is just so much fun, I had to talk about it with you guys today, because if you haven't got the money to spend on high-tech, high-end VR gear, this is a really fun alternative, honestly. So, what about the specifics though? What's good, what's bad, what's all that stuff? Well, I'll tell you right now.
Well, this game, despite being different from my usual endeavours, was a blast to play. Kazooloo is a pretty unique game to talk about since it's the first time I've properly dug into augmented reality or anything VR properly on this channel before. And for someone not really well versed in the concepts and also gets pretty motion sick with VR headgear, so I don't want to spend so much money to get one, this game proved to be a really fun and addictive starting point. With Kazooloo, what you see here for the game is what you get. After purchasing one of the two game boards, links in the description if you want to have a look, the game bases itself around the game board in the middle of a room as you either protect things coming out of it, maneuver around things surrounding it, or taking care of enemies coming from it. With both boards, you can dive into the world of either robots or medieval times, and both game boards have the same kind of content on them, just with different skins. I went with the Vortex board myself since I prefer dragons and goblins, but the robots on DMX are just as fun. It's just a matter of preference, really. Anyway, as far as the game goes, it's simple to pick up, easy to play, and difficult to master, feeling like a cross between House of the Dead and Face Raiders on 3DS, as odd as that sounds. There's no story in it, isn't the absolute deepest game in the world, but for them being sacrificed, you have a ridiculous game of blowing absolutely everything up as fast and efficiently as possible, with a little bit of physicality from your end to avoid attacks, get behind enemy cover to flank them from behind, and strategically use secondary weapons such as guard bots with lasers while you tackle the rest of the action head on, which all come into play at specific points, since some enemies are weaker to certain attacks while others brush them off. You get 3 modes to pick from here: the classic mode, which is essentially the story mode, with every stage offering different enemies with different attacks and behaviors, and each world offering a new main weapon for you to unlock, such as sniper rifles, missile launchers and laser guns, and secondary weapons such as the bots I mentioned earlier, grenades and airstrikes, all with their own cooldown periods though, meaning you can't go completely insane, and patience is often the key to success with later stages. You can also replay earlier stages with the same insane weapons to better your score and feel completely overpowered, which is nice, and the weapons all feel awesome to use. It's a slight shame that multiple enemy types from other worlds never splice together to provide more challenges and variety, but I suppose the worlds are simply built around particular areas with particular enemies, so it isn't a huge complaint. Other games do that certainly. And for more variety, that is indeed what arcade mode is for, which is almost a mix between Face Raiders and Fruit Ninja, where you must not only protect the center from multiple enemies, but also garner huge combos and kill specific enemies for special power-ups like freezing, for example. I feel a few more unlockable benefits for extra random effects or skin options would provide a nicer incentive to get those higher scores, but for what it is, it's still very fun, and I'd think over an hour into it at a time, so that goes to show you this game's effect on you. I played for longer stretches over Fruit Ninja, and I love Fruit Ninja. And the feeling of waiting just before an enemy hits the center only to then blast a huge group of them adds not only the satisfaction, but also adds strategy and risk and reward for getting those high scores. You also get a survival mode where you must save yourself against dragons coming from a huge gaping chasm in your living room for the longest time, and it feels unbelievably gratifying and cool to see all of it happening in your hallway while your dog stares at you. With a solid performance and no issues whatsoever with the technology in use. I'm not even one for motion controls, and they work brilliantly here with this game, with the added fact that you have to move around yourself. And for an added bonus, like any great addictive app like this, it's not only extremely quick to load, giving you total control with getting a fix when you need it, but you also don't need to play it with the board once you buy it and activate it through the free app. You can indeed play without the board whenever you're not at home, giving you not only a nice themed background, but the ability to play without needing to run around the whole house like a madman if you're sitting on a train or something. Plus, it's harder dodging attacks and even has barriers to stop you from spanning going left or right. Overall, yes, I had a lot of fun with Kazooloo, and I'll be coming back to it often whenever I feel like procrastinating, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna run around and smile like an idiot again. And look at these boxes. They're record sleeves. I love that. I love it.
So, this is a sponsored video, which means the game does not get a rating out of 10, but hopefully you've made a decision based on what I've been saying, and I still recommend that you look in the description and give this game a look, because I did, and honestly, I never looked back. It's a lot of fun. Cute.